Morning all. I had an interesting over-the-board game last night. It was against Colin Ramage of Wanstead Chess Club. Just turning off my iPhone now so there's no interruptions. I was black. I've got a bit of a snivel and I was feeling awful last night before this game. I had to take Lemsek about 30 minutes before the game. And during it, I just feeling a bit of a temperature, and I'll show you where I offered a draw. It's actually quite early on, but he refused, and we had an interesting game. So he played e4. I've drawn with Colin before when I played away last year. There's a YouTube video for it, which I might reply to that video so you can see that earlier game. And I was black then, and I chose a French defence then, I think. But I varied last night with the Caro-Kann. Given that my last blitz game on the ICC for the 5-minute was the Caro-Kann, I thought I'd give it a go here in a longer format. So knight c3, d takes e4, and I was looking forward to a solid game. But on the other hand, I knew that Colin likes to play a bit unusually in the opening. And we did have an unusual sequence now. He played bishop c4, so I played knight f6, and now he plays this f3 move, so gambiting a pawn. Of course, if I take knight takes f3, white will have a strong, dangerous initiative in some variations. I didn't really want that. So what I did do was play e6, because I wanted to try and emphasise the e4 pawn being slightly vulnerable. After f takes e4, I played now bishop b4, so threatening knight takes e4. If e5, maybe that's playable actually. I'm checking with Rybka as well actually as I'm doing this game. So knight d5 is playable for white as well. I thought during the game there might be an issue with queen h4s, but I don't think it's a big deal here. White apparently can just play knight ge2 and that's fine. So anyway, bishop b4, bishop g5. I thought that was a bit of a time waste, but as I say, I wasn't feeling that great, and when you're not feeling that great, you don't think that clearly. And I played queen a5, and he simply kind of embarrassed these two pieces now, just by this bishop retreat, bishop d2, although it's seemingly wasting a bit of time. Given that I've weakened these dark squares, I don't really want to give up this dark squared bishop. Unfortunately, though, I'm faced with a3. If the bishop moved, then things like knight d5. I managed to make things a lot worse, though. I could have just indeed taken on c3 here to at least swing the queen in kind of aggressively to g5, and white's advantage is still not that huge here. But that's the Rybka recommendation. What I did do was open up the position a bit more, so not only am I going to lose this dark square bishop, but opening up would mean there's greater scope for the white bishops. So he plays a3, collecting the dark square bishop. I think it's getting dangerous to do anything else now. If bishop e7, let's have a quick look, knight d5. Well, he can collect the dark square bishop like this anyway. Now bishop b4, this is kind of embarrassing because that pawn's very useful now. So a big advantage to white would emerge. So basically, yeah, I lost the dark square bishop and I played queen b6. So I was hoping, well, maybe if he takes, maybe knight g4. Let's have a quick look at this. If this is actually any good, knight g4. Well, it's not. Oh, well, the advantage is growing for white the longer Rybka looks at this position, with just queen e2 as being a very good move apparently. So I say castles, knight f3. Bishop e6. White's significantly better. Significantly better. In fact, knight g5 is getting to be a big advantage, very big advantage, almost 2 pawns advantage. But it's good. It's good we're not playing computers in these matches. Otherwise, we'd lose every game if Rybka was playing. So knight f3, and now I did something which I know looks a bit crazy. I opened up the dark square bishop a bit more. because I really didn't fancy this. Knight takes e4, because knight takes e5, and look at my f7. Say I castle, you know, I thought f7's a real problem here. So I didn't like that. So what I did was actually dissolve some of the centre. So knight f3, I took on d4, he took back, and I played c5. So I've now weakened a bit of this diagonal as well on this light square, and I've also blocked in my own diagonal. So all is not going well so far. Bishop c3. But did I mention I had a small banana at the start of the game, so maybe that was starting to kick in with a bit of energy. So castles, I castled. After castled, I played a highly risky move, which in theory is just totally cracked. There's a beautiful crack to it, which I wonder if you'll be able to find if I give you a bit of time. So sometimes greed is punishable. If you get away with it, then the greed is somehow rewarded. There's a paradox there. Depends what you can get away with. A more sort of less risky move, relatively, is in theory bishop e6. Even though it might allow doubling of pawns. Well, bishop f6, there's bishop c4, so that's okay. So bishop f6 is not a problem. So say takes here. I think queen takes might be playable. Knight g5, no. f6 is a problem here. We're getting double pawns. Well, I wonder. Yes, this is diabolical. Knight takes h7, and Rybka's giving like a winning position here. Check, check, and now rook f5, swinging in the rook. So that's diabolical. So that kind of thing is showing the dangers of the position. You can't really let this bishop do the damage. So anyway, I took on e4. Now, there's one move which really secures a huge advantage here, which my opponent missed. Look at my king's field, slightly weakened because the knight's just left it. These bishops are raking down on my king side. And he's got potential rook as well on f7. Queen's potentially dangerous. But actually, there is a particular queen move which reminds me of when Karpov got crushed quite quickly by Korchnoi in one of their World Championship matches. I wonder if you can spot it. It's a queen move, that's a clue. If I give you 5 seconds to have a look at this position, what would you play? Or maybe 10 seconds to be generous. Start seeing from now. Or stop the video to think about it.